Hi there. I didn't see you come in. What am I doing here? Oh, well, I'm just taking care of the land. See, it's been neglected for quite a while, so as a result, it's lost its value and isn't producing nothing of quality. Luckily, I have experience in taking care of rundown farms thanks to this little game called Fields of Mistria. You know what? How about I take a break from all this hard work and labor and tell you about the game and stuff? And if you would, why don't you subscribe to this channel here so I have money to plant new trees and stuff? So, before we can play, we're going to need our own character to play as. And the game has no barriers to what you can and can't equip cosmetically. So, I thought it'd be fun to see what kind of wacky and weird person I could create. Everyone, meet Zumble the Hood. We open the game to two people contemplating how to attract new people to the town. Their solution is to give away a large plot of land in the south to whoever will come in and help improve the land and the town. Once we arrive, we're given a quick tutorial on basic mechanics like stamina, health, being in bed before 2 a.m. so you can start the next day with a full stamina gauge, and how to actually work the land and use individual items. You get a start-off turnip seeds here to grow us in a small patch of land that has been pre-prepared for us. After planting them, we're given an order by Adeline or Adeline. I don't know how to pronounce her name that well, but she is the princess of this area, and she wants you to help out the town. They've been hit by an earthquake that ruined much of the town, and they're desperate for help. And who better to lend a hand than our hoodlum hero, Zumble the Hood. I actually really like this setup. It makes you feel welcomed into the world as someone who is needed, rather than a new arrival that was immediately given all these tasks and favors from people. You were specifically hired to assist them, so it makes sense the town needs you to help with their problems. With all this land, we can start our farming, which is going to be the main way we get money in the game. Your new farm will need to be cleared out, planted, and maintained throughout the day. Every action decreases your stamina gauge bit by bit, so planning what you're going to be doing that day is very important. Luckily, if you have prepared food or certain medicines, you can restore the gauge and increase how much you can do in the day, but it is still important on planning. That's a big key feature that will separate a lot of farms from other farms. Every crop has a different value and growth rate, so it pays to section off specific areas for specific types of crops. Keeping a mix of fast-growing and slow-growing crops will help you keep making those sweet fat stacks. If it's one thing Zumble the Hood knows how to do, it's making bank, baby. If you get animals like cows and chickens, they will occasionally provide good animal products that can be sold at high prices. Farms also can be bred, and you can have all new different species and color types of animals that offer different kind of products and other things. Animals will drop certain resources daily, so it does pay to check up on them. And if you have a unique variety, that can actually lead you to having even higher quality products. Now, you won't just be farming though. Throughout the games, there will be several times you needed to help repair the town or help take care of an errand. It usually comes down to you providing a list of materials that are needed for a project, but projects are for far more than just story beats. You will unlock new buildings and locations depending on which projects you complete. And these buildings also unlock new ways to upgrade your farm. This, in my opinion, is another good mechanic. Having a direct benefit to the player to make more resources rather than just story beats is a good way to get people into this kind of a game. It makes me want to put my hard-earned materials into the town rather than just sink them into my farm. It's really, really good, and it helps me connect to the people in the game rather than just trying to make money. There's also going to be rewards and quests from townsfolk. These things can be in either money, items, or new recipes for your food, or things you can put in your farm. Sometimes you can unlock special plants and other crops you can have. Completing these requests will increase your town rank, thus increasing what you can do both on farm and in the town. The town also has different events that offer new things to see and do. Things like Friday night at the inn allow you to see a more personal side of the town folk. Meanwhile, the Saturday market has unique items that can be purchased to improve the cosmetics of you and your farm, or provide special items that fully restore your stamina gauge, your health meter, things like that. It's a very unique kind of market, and coming back here does have some benefits. The town itself also has two important locations that you will be visiting quite frequently, that being the crafting station and the blacksmith shop. The crafting station is used to create things like fences, benches, chests, etc. And the blacksmith shop is where you can create ingots, tools, and armor. I found myself using these two areas while playing the most. I mean, yeah, I have to have better gear. Zumble over here needs the best equipment. I can't let the ladies see me using these basic bitch tools like a peasant. So the game will let you start off with some pretty basic gear: a sword, an axe, a hoe, and a shovel. These items can do most of everything you'll need to do, albeit at low efficiency. However, as you pass through the game, you will unlock the ability to get equipment that is higher quality and more useful. Copper tools can be charged to affect 3 spaces in front of you, while iron can be charged to affect 9 spaces in front of you in a 3x3 square. As you complete daily tasks, you will slowly gain experience points that can be spent at a dragon statue to further improve your skills in a set. For example, as your farm set increases, you can unlock the ability to get seeds by watering mature crops, reduce stamina use, or it makes crop mature faster. This is a bonus for everything you can do, so it never feels like you're not improving. There's always something to work towards, and that's really cool. That's really cool in my opinion, and I think that's nice. Having something that you can constantly build off of helps me further my desire to continue doing certain tasks, because I know I can do it better, faster, and be stronger at it. Now that I think about it, Zumble is the only one who can actually talk to the statue, so it must look like our boy here is a bit on the crazy side, at least from the townsfolk's perspective. As I mentioned before, you're going to be needing ore and ingots to upgrade your equipment. And while you can buy ore and other things for high prices at certain vendors, it's better just to get them yourself. Mistria's mines are the section of the game where you get to spend most of your time collecting not only ore, but also collecting materials from monsters you encounter. The game splits the mines into floors, and each one of them randomly changes every time you enter. The first few floors contain the weakest monsters, and well, the lowest tier of metal, that being copper. Each time the floor number gets higher though, you will encounter better materials and more powerful monsters. So going down here will require you to wear some kind of armor to protect yourself. Once you get to the 20th floor, the mines require you to collect 4 materials from the previous 20 floors to progress. And once you do, you get a message from a phantom priestess asking for you to meet her down below. And I have to say, the mystery of who this lady is the main reason why I kept going further into the mines. Once you get iron tools, the need to upgrade can feel a little redundant, at least in my opinion, so having another reason to keep delving deeper is a nice touch. And I have to say though, my favorite way to fight monsters in the cave is with a downstep technique I like to call the pogo stick bouncy stab. The people of the town are actually just as interesting as the town itself and the mines. Everyone has their own schedule and things they do throughout the week. If you decide to interact with them, you'll get little tidbits about what life is like for them here in Mistria. And before you ask, yes, you can get married, and no, I have not gotten to that stage yet. By talking to people and helping them out, you don't get many physical rewards, but it does help you better understand why they chose to stay in the town, even though it has a rough past, and it's slowly starting to fade away in the public eye. It's nice seeing how people in the game change as you help them out. it can be really nice seeing them warm up to Zumble the Hood here. And it's really interesting seeing the way they perceive the world. And it's also nice just to give them things and see them become happy. It's a really good way to get yourself into the game by being able to see the good things you do. And people will reflect things you do in the game, so it's always really nice to do something, then talk to people. It's really cool to see what you're doing from their perspective, just as much as what they're doing from your perspective. I understand that life sim games and farm sim games aren't for everyone, but I think that Fields of Mistria is a really good game considering that it's only in early access right now as of the time of writing the script. The systems that are in place are simple, and they could use more depth than what is currently there. However, I felt they were very charming overall. It's very clear that the developers are really dedicated to this game and are going to expand it further, so I'd love to see what they do with it. With a few more updates, it can easily take up hours of your time, and it takes a lot of inspiration from games like Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. So if you are a fan of those games, you might want to give this game a pickup. It's really nice seeing another game like this hit the scene that is made by a competent team, and that it's just fun to be in. It's really common nowadays for other games to have these big, massive budgets that aren't fun at all and are kind of boring to deal with. Looking at you, Concord. So seeing such a smaller game bring me this much joy is really nice, especially since the game's only around $15. If you do like stuff like this, please check out the game, give the developers your support. It looks like they're doing a great job right now, and they keep the team, not just their own team, but also their community up to date on things going on in the game. So it does pay to drop in on their Twitter every now and then and see what they're doing. If you like this video, please subscribe and like and share with all your friends. It really does help me out, lets my channel grow, and really does show support for the channel and me, and it's just nice to see. And like always, I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.